Hello again, everyone. This is Ken Kibler, Director of Client Profitability for eTruckBiz. We're just shy of the top of the hour. The attendee list is growing, so if everybody can sit tight, we'll get going. But just sit tight for a minute or so. Thank you very much. All right. Hello again, everyone. This is Ken Kibler, Director of Client Profitability for eTruckBiz. It looks like our attendee list has leveled off a little bit. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We're going to cover some of the same topics as well as some communication tips as you move through forward with Network 2.0 and some of the challenges that we've seen in operations that have made that move. We're also going to preview a couple of the screenshots of our soon to be released revised eRoute. So that is part of the Express Pro package. So without further ado, I will turn this over to Jeff Walzak.
Okay, as always, we need to make sure everybody knows that eTruckBiz is not endorsed, sponsored, approved, or otherwise affiliated with FedEx. Okay, we always look at the trends, and what we want to do again this week is, did we see a little shot in the arm for Mother's Day? And why it ain't working, but there we did. On the pickup side, we saw a little bit of volume come back on the pickup side. That's good. But on the delivery side, that's really the big thing. And yes, there it is. There's the big shot in the arm for Mother's Day. So that's good. 8% up from where we were on the delivery side, on the package side as well. That's really good. Now, did we do any good with this? Did we make any money on that shot in the arm? Oh, no, look at that, Ken. The dispatches are way up there. Not so good. And while we did do a little bit better on the stops per dispatch, not really what we did so, or not really what we would like to see, but of course, we did better. That's good, but not that much. We didn't help ourselves out much there, so let's move on to the news. So June 1st is coming up on the calendar here real quick. Is there anything significant about June 1st?
A lot.
Ken, do you know?
It would be the new fiscal year for the FedEx Corporation.
Okay, well, which makes the start of the fiscal year a big deal. Of course, why this ain't working, I don't know. But yeah, it's the start of the fiscal year for FedEx Corporation, and it's going to be the official kickoff of Network 2.0. Which means contracting 2.0. We've been talking about this for a while, but you're going to see this term thrown out there quite a bit here coming up. But contracting 2.0 is about to get underway. So one of the things that needs to be gotten out of the way is just something that looks ceremonial or whatever to start with. But coming this week to all USP&D service providers, request to conform agreement terms to reflect FedEx changes effective June 1st. As previously communicated, FedEx Ground will merge into FedEx Corporation as of June 1st. Again, ain't working. In accordance with Section 17 and 18 of the operating agreement, service providers agree to amend and otherwise conform agreements to reflect the assignment of agreements to FedEx Corporation. Right? This week, FedEx Ground will request service providers to fulfill these obligations, meaning this week, if it hasn't already happened to you. The documents made available this week are as follows. A schedule of amendments to conform the agreements to reflect the merger of FedEx Ground into FedEx Corporation. So just to say that plainly, they're changing the name of the business, the name of the incorporations, who's going to actually own the business. So what might a schedule of amendments mean? Or will this schedule of amendments contain any interesting nuggets or not? So the thing here is a lot of folks know that usually we've got some inside track on this kind of thing, but right now we don't know. We don't know exactly what that's going to yield as far as what's going to actually be in the schedule amendments. So anyways, for the moment, it appears as short. So whether or not tons of contract changes are coming or not, we'll see. It could be, you might see them in the schedule amendments, or it might be in the new contract that'll be out there after June 1st, but we'll see. But anyways, right now it appears that FedEx's short-term focuses on what's been termed brand strengthening. So at first, and all of you know that the vehicles were in focus, right? They want it. They're still on it right now. They still want all the vehicles with the correct decals, the new DOT number, clean them up, fix them up, get the right locks on there, get them going. But it looks like the focus for FedEx right now is turning towards the drivers. And we'll call it a shoring up of what we might term the driver image issue. So we want to transform some of our drivers. Some of our drivers are great. Don't get anybody's. I don't think anybody's saying that they're not. Some of them, as you might know, can use a little sprucing up, right? We want to get them looking good, uniform, nice box there, clean truck, the whole shoot match. That's what our driver should be looking like. So right now, Ken is going to give us some pro tips on what portraying a professional image means and how you might approach communicating with this with your drivers, right? Because they're not necessarily going to, not all of them are going to take to this real easily. Brand strengthening as it applies to your drivers means aligning, and by the way, brand strengthening when it comes to your drivers means aligning drivers' expectations, attitudes, and actions so they are consistent with the FedEx brand. So, Mr. Ken, number one here is.
Yeah, and this is the one thing that it should come easy is being open and honest with your drivers as you can be. Changes are coming. There's no doubt about it. Some will be coming quick, some will be slow, some are for the future. But what we know for sure is changes are coming, which will extend the driver's day because you're going to have people out there doing pickups. There's no doubt about it. They're going to have to be there for the on-call pickups. And what you can do is communicate what you know. And what you know is pickups are coming, that the on-call pickups are coming. Time definites are coming, whether you have 10:30s, 8:30s or not. You may not know yet when those are coming. You may not know, but you know time definites are coming. And as Jeff said, FedEx is already focused on the trucks. They will focus on the drivers. And, 80% of your drivers are probably really, really good. 20% could probably use an upgrade, uh, be it not having long hair, not having razor stubble, but you can have a beard now, not a problem. Wearing the proper uniform, wearing a uniform that's clean, not wearing the Budweiser hat. You're wearing the FedEx hat, and hopefully that FedEx hat isn't in need of an oil change. So those are the things that you know are coming. So that's how you can start having weekly communication meetings with your drivers, and as it says, be open and honest with your drivers as you can possibly be. Okay. So the next tip would be have your drivers avoid the fear mongering, FedEx bashing sites on social media. I mean, yes, everybody wants to get on, everybody wants to hear their voice heard, everybody wants to be thumping their chest behind a computer. But FedEx even took to putting this into your computer and or into your contract. They're looking at these things. There's no doubt. So the mob mentality doesn't help your business. So rather than them get their information from the internet and from fear mongering, have them get it from you. And that's why I think structuring a weekly meeting is going to be extremely helpful for you. Because once again, FedEx is looking at it. They wrote this stuff into your contract. Keep them off of those sites, but they're going to want to hear news. So make sure they're hearing the news from you, because you are going to be the best source of information for them. Okay. Once again, it can affect your contract. It can affect your relationship with FedEx, and be the voice of reason and be the voice of fact for your employees. The next thing that we can look at is discussion should be centered on service requirements, image, and safety standards. Nothing new there, nothing out of the ordinary, but once again, every time FedEx changes a contract is when they take a chance to upgrade the fleet appearance. Now, use this opportunity to update the appearance of your drivers. Tidy it up. Make sure they're always in uniform. Make sure they have the proper hat. Got a contractor that's in my area, very, very good CSP. I go in to pick up lunch just 2 weeks ago. Both drivers wearing hats that weren't FedEx hats. Once again, it's an image thing. You never see a UPS driver in a hat that's not a UPS hat. So that's something simple. Okay. Service is what FedEx brand was built on, and it's what they will accept to be the best. So the image is there. The appearance makes a big difference at the pickup stops. No doubt about it. You're going to have drivers that will go in to stops and pick up 500 pieces of medical supplies and stuff like that. And drivers got to be a clean image. And then it's service. They just can't ignore that packages have to be delivered at 10:30, at noon, by 5 p.m. or by 8 p.m., or which is the day definite. You can't just have a driver fail on those deliveries. So you got to let them know what the expectation is, and then you have to have your management team monitor those service levels. That's the one thing that our eRoute and our Optics app, as well as our boss system, now will help you focus by seeing those time definite deliveries. The fourth thing that you can center these discussions around would be the hours worked. We see it all over the country, 4, 5, 6 hours on road. Somebody has to be on the road to cover these late pickups. The same day pickups are going to be there. They happen in the Youngstown terminal right near me, the Hermitage terminal not far from me. So they're happening. And if your drivers are used to getting off at 2:30, how are you going to cover those pickups? Do you want the cost of having that driver come back and using a part-timer? Going to burn a lot of extra fuel. So it's going to be a full day's worth of work because once again, it's going to add stops in the afternoon. So they should have the ability and have the stop availability to stay out there doing deliveries and covering those pickups. Express service is different. You can't get it done and go to the house. No doubt about it. You have to be there to pick it up. And a missed pickup is even worse than a missed delivery because chances are you're picking up more than one package. If you miss one delivery, yeah, not good. But if you miss a pickup and you're going to miss 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, you can't do that. And the drivers need to understand why. Because once again, it's all part of the branding. It's all part of what has made FedEx successful in the past. And they're counting on the CSPs to continue this. And the fifth thing would be route flexibility. A lot of times drivers will say, it's not my route. It's not my route. And this is something that's been in the industry since I was a part-time service manager for UPS in 1985. So you have to have the route flexibility to accommodate those 10:30 and noon deliveries. If you're dispatching at the building at 9:30 and you've got one guy's got 15 time definite stops on them by 10:30, guess what? You're going to have to move some of that work to another driver. So they need to understand that their work area is going to fluctuate. 80, 90% of it will be the same every day, but 10% is going to change every day. And that changing that 10% eventually will make their life much easier as you really tune in with the dynamic DRO. It's going to balance the workload, balance the bulk, and allow for the 10:30 deliveries to be made timely, protecting the service, protecting the brand. So let them know that these things are coming. You're going to accomplish it through dynamic DRO, and you can start using dynamic DRO today because once again, it is going to balance that bulk. 2 weeks ago, we had John Speed on here. He talked about getting rid of the cleanup routes. Absolutely, the key to that was dynamic DRO, spreading the bulk across all of your routes. And once again, 90% of that route stays the same, but 10% is going to change every single day. So that's an awareness thing, something you can definitely communicate with your drivers. That's open, honest communication. It's something you could start today. Okay. So those are just some big communication tips. Schedule some, like I said, schedule some weekly meetings with your group. As the AO, they need to see your face. As well as they need to see you supporting the BC because this is definitely the biggest change that FedEx has ever gone through. And anybody who's been around for the last 5 years, the only constant with FedEx has been change. So, be the voice for them. Don't let them get their news from the internet. That can just poison them. And then as it poisons them, that's going to poison your operation. So, all right. For those of you who are enjoying significant savings with Express Pro, I think we got some new information coming your way. So right now we have over 100 CSPs that have taken advantage of this new program, saving thousands of dollars, not just yearly, some of them each month.
You want me to show some of these here, Ken?
I would love to see
Since you
that.
don't know, it's good. Okay. So yeah, a lot of folks have gotten on the Express Pro program and they love it, and they're saving a lot of money. It's already happening. Again, switching to Route Pro or Express Pro for the routing needs. So with the extra folks now getting on Express Pro, there's more and more feedback about what other new things, some more folks would like to see. So we have put the work in, and we're going to make some pretty soon. I hope, maybe, cross your fingers, end of this week, first of next week, maybe. Keep your eye out. There might be some new eRoute user interface changes. And again, they're packed with a lot of things that everybody wanted. So one of the first things you'll see with new eRoute is the new driver dashboard with driver checklists and driver stats right up front. And it's a little bit more pleasing to the eye, and seems to be that the driver checklist thing is a big deal. Definitely can see why, but yeah, that's on there. That's the first thing that you'll see when you get into new eRoute, or driver will. So the map interface has been totally redesigned. You know, if you can see a few things here, we'd like to point out a couple other things. There's what we'll call colored SIDs now. Apparently that is a big deal. So here you go, some colored SIDs. And I think, yes, there'll probably be some corresponding stickers that you can put on your shelves if that's what you want to do. But those are going to be on there. New, clean, clear addresses. A lot of folks were looking for that, where it's really very obvious and very easy for drivers to just take a look at what the address is, that kind of thing. So the other thing is the full screen map. This was a big request. A lot of folks didn't want all the clutter on the user interface. They just want to see the map, and there you go. Now you can see the map, and you can use the map for what is known as chasing dots. So there you go. That was a big deal, big request by folks. And then tons of customization options. And I don't even know how to put those on slides, so that's why you don't see them here. But there's a zillion ways now to customize what you see, what the drivers want to see, that kind of thing. So as far as the driver UI and the map UI goes, it's a big change. And
yeah, Jeff, I add to that. Yeah, just with
absolutely.
that, if your drivers just wants, and this happens with chasing the 1030 dots, drivers just might want to see their time definites in the order, the 1030s, the noons, and all that. They can just view those. So I think that's a tremendous advantage. So sorry, Jeff.
And as
Hey,
said,
Jeff,
oh,
sorry,
yeah,
this
go
is
ahead.
Bob. Again, with chasing the dots, now you can see all the dots on your map, and very easy, just go from one to the other. But really, really stress to your drivers, chase the 1030s, get those off in your noons. Then after that, get back on course and follow that map and do one shelf at a time. That way you're not all the way through your van. There's a lot of other applications let you re-optimize, and the only thing it does is slow your people down. They're going to tell you they're faster, but they're not, because they're having to find those packages back in the 7,000s, the 8,000s, the 9,000s. And then all of a sudden, they're saying, well, I can't get through my van. Well, you don't need to be through your van. All you need to be at is the 1,000s, the 2,000s. And then you get done with the 3s and 4s, you pull up those 5s and 6s and pull them to the front. Quit walking to the back of the van to find your 5,000 stops or your 6,000. And then all of a sudden, I've seen in Vetter videos where you see pickups. People are moving pickups to the front of the van, and then they're walking around each other. It's just, the productivity, you know, if they work the van correctly, the productivity will increase, which will in turn, you know, put more revenue in your pocket and back into the business.
And it'll be easier for the driver. You know, the methods is what makes the job easier. You know, they're going to work hard anyhow. So if they follow the methods, it will reduce the amount of physical activity that they really have to do throughout the day. So good point, Bob.
Good points, Bob. Good job, Ken. And ways to save lots of money that you might not be currently saving. How would you, okay, guys, how would we save a lot of money that we're not currently saving by using eRoute?
Well, I would say simply as kind of what Bob said, working the truck the right way, because it should make your driver more efficient. If they're more efficient, it can put more revenue on the truck. And if you're paying hourly, it should reduce the amount of hours that they are on the truck.
Is there another way?
Reduces your mileage, the amount of amount of fuel that you'll burn, because it will run the route the most optimized way, not for the way that gets the driver to where he wants to be for lunch.
Well, there's that, and isn't it significantly less expensive than most people on this call are already spending for their routing software?
Yes, and a superior product. So, yeah, once again, $395 per CSA with unlimited number of trucks. If you have a second CSA, it's only $100 more for that CSA. And once again, unlimited trucks and drivers. So I do not think there is any other routing software that can match that at all.
And guess what else? When we use eRoute, there's a way to make, not to save a lot of money, but make a lot of money that most of us are not currently making through time definite execution, right?
Yes.
What is time definite execution? How can that make us money, Ken?
Well, each week, if you deliver 98.5 service with your 10:30 afternoons, there is going to be a bonus paid on top of the regular stop pay. So, and it is significant, upwards of, you know, $1.33 a stop. I've seen all the way up to $5.30 something a stop. So there is significant money to be made when you deliver 98.5 service on those stops.
So it's not like $50 a week or something,
I'm thinking like 1,500 a week
or more,
or more.
or more. Well, we got to get the guys to do 98.5 or better service, but now there's in eRoute, there's some different features in here to help the drivers get to the time definite on time. So this one, I don't know if you can see this, and I don't know if you got it okay in here, but this one happens to say deliver by noon, and the stop is in yellow there, right? So hopefully that tells them, hey, what? There's something going on at that stop. I got to do something. Oh, clearly marked time definite stop there, right? Hopefully that'll help folks know that they got to get that one delivered, right? There's also driver messages. Different times stuff pops up and says, hey, you got something coming up. You need to watch what's going on. Ken was talking about grouping and seeing the time definites all in one place so that the driver can maybe see them before they leave the building and to get a good idea of where they're all at before they even get on the road. And then you can group them and list them and see them on a map and all that kind of good stuff. And there's some other things, and there's a lot more that we're not showing you. Probably the biggest thing, at least I think, that is the most important thing about time definites is the drivers. Not only can you help them figure out where they're at and get them delivered, but they need to know that you or your BC or somebody's watching this. They need to know that it matters. They need to know that the bad word accountability. They need to get these packages delivered by when they're supposed to be delivered, not just so you can make money, but that's what the customer wanted. And ultimately, FedEx doesn't mind paying the extra for them because it strengthens the brand. That's it's all about the brand of FedEx. And if for some reason you can't make 98.5 time definite service, they'll definitely address that issue, right? Express Pro is the only routing package focused on making you money on your time definites. We happen to know that the other packages are not focusing on the time definite issue. Why? Because the drivers want to run the show, and the drivers can use their current routing package to deliver in any order they want. They don't need to necessarily do anything. And that's great, but they're not going to be able to do that coming up, right? So that's what Express Pro hopefully gives y'all. So, Mr. Ken, if there's any questions for today, go ahead.
Yep, we got Matthew Fuhr would like me to set up a demo. I can definitely give you a call, Matthew. I believe you are in our database, so I will reach out to you and set up a demo. If anybody else would, please contact myself or Becca. Definitely some great advantages with the routing software, and I can demo most of the new release. I'm part of the test on that, so I can show you most of those. Some of the other great benefits, as we said, listing the time definite stops in the boss, being able to track straight from there is a great time saving for our customers and for accountability, because other routing software will allow drivers to show it as delivered there, but it's not actually delivered with the scanner. And that does nothing but hurt your service and lets the drivers think they got away with something. So you'll be able to see that in the boss system as well as in the optics app. So I will give you a call shortly after this call. Are there any other questions out there? You know, we didn't cover anything earth-shattering today, except for, I think, the new release of the eRoute 2.0. Volume did rise last week, as Jeff said, with Mother's Day, but guess what's going to happen this week? The volume is going to fall off. Be sure that your dispatches also fall off so you can maintain your stops per dispatch and put that extra money in your pocket. And once again, if you want more savings and you have not an eTruckBiz subscriber and want to take advantage of the Express Pro package, significant savings for what you're paying compared to other providers, we would gladly do that. Okay. So yes, I want to cut and paste something. Okay. That's the one thing that you can do in our system. Say you do you've got a driver who's late, you can cut and paste from that late delivery into a business discussion form that is in our system. Fantastic way of, once again, accountability, because it's all right there, and you're housing the data as well as the documentation where a driver has not done the right thing. Do I have Express Pro? Yes, Elena, you do have Express Pro. So everything that's in the Express Pro package, you have access to.
Maybe you guys ought to go over it with her again.
Yeah. So Express Pro has some significant. It has the standard tier features with a little bit of special pricing involved. But if you have questions as to what you have access, and I know, Lena, we've worked with you with the gross pay calculator, which is a big thing as well. But any other questions about what you think you might be missing, please give me a call or Becca a call. And then Mark Bachman, I can reach out to you, Mark, as well. Outstanding.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, real quick, I want to say something too. With all the other, competitors, they say imitation is the best form of flattery, and that's what they've done. The only thing they haven't been able to imitate is you got us here. You can call us anytime. We'll help you out, work through questions, or get you answers, or help find answers to your questions. That's where, that's eTruck Biz. We're here for you, and we'll always pick up the phone for you.
Exactly. So.
And I'd add to that if we don't know the answer, if you'd like to hear it another way, or somebody else that's already another contractor, for instance, that is doing well right now, or has conquered a problem that you've gone through, we don't mind hooking up with whoever that is and have them walk you through it if they'd like to. We can do that for you too.
Andrew, Andrew, I'll give you a call about the employee handbook. Okay. Excellent. Looks like we got another question. Have you discussed the schedule of amendments changes? We haven't seen enough of them to discuss those, right, Jeff?
Yeah, this one has been kept a pretty good, close, I don't want to say secret. It's not really a secret. They just can't really. So we don't know exactly what the schedule of amendments changes are going to be for sure. We don't want to start saying a bunch of things we think they're going to be, because that doesn't matter. What matters is what they're going to be. So, but we'll know soon enough. We'll know here in a couple, 2-3 weeks what it is, or actually this week possibly.
So, and if they do come out this week, that would be definitely something we would want to discuss on next week's call. Okay, looks like Matt has received them, so we might want to try to get a look at those. So,
I mean, if it's what it could be, if that's the case, we'll have another webinar later this week or something to try to make some sense of all of it.
Okay.
Just depends on
it sounds like they're rolling out, so we'll definitely need to get there, and if people got to sign them. So yeah, we Jeff's very good at speaking FedEx and interpreting these things, so we definitely will give you some feedback on it. And will there be some pitfalls? Yeah, hopefully the benefits outweigh the pitfalls. So once again, as Jeff does a very good job of interpreting the contract, probably way better than I can. So it sounds like.
Just to add, yes, we have seen them. They're on the new negotiations.
Okay. So we will put out some feedback on those. All righty. So we appreciate everybody letting us know about those. We appreciate everybody being here today. Some good questions. So I'll be talking to Matt and Mark and Andrew Sprinkles. I will also give you a call. And one last question. Several applicants have brought it to our attention that the new policies they are adding with FedEx have been coming up when they fill out First Advantage. I don't know if we've seen anything on that in our recruiting, with our recruiting group or not, but I would assume that the pre-employment drug screen for the under 10,000 pound vehicles is definitely brought up with First Advantage, which is good, because once again, you want that information up front. We had a discussion earlier today about people paying $99 for recruiting and getting applicants that really weren't viable applicants. So you want screened qualified applicants, and that's something we're going to deliver. So if First Advantage is bringing that up, then that's important, and we'll make sure that we address it. And it's about the photos as well. Good. So once again, that goes back to communication, what you can communicate to a new hire, to somebody you're interviewing, so that they understand it, making sure that they understand the importance of the program. It's another thing that the new boss system can do, that you can track straight from there. You can see if you have a residential time definite delivery and you want to see the picture and it's been delivered, we hook you right into the FedEx tracking, so you can do driver release picture audits straight from your boss system as well. Once again, cut and paste and put that right into a business discussion as well. All righty. Jeff, anything to add?
No, sir, that's it.
All righty. Well, thank everybody for your time today. We will be back here next Tuesday. I'm sure we'll be talking about some of the new language, and as well as some of our old stuff with the volume. And as I said, you're going to see volume drop off this week. Make sure your dispatches drop off and maintain a high level of stops per dispatch. And with that, everybody have a great, safe, profitable week. Thank you very much.